commentary to give us a perspective on all that's playing out. Mr. Krishna, great having you. Give us a sense of how you're reading through everything that's playing out geopolitically and what impact it could have, at least on India, to start off or to set the context.
See, there is no doubt about it that there has been an increase of all kind of costs, especially the insurance cost, freight charges, as was just mentioned, due to this conflict. But more importantly than cost, the shipping, does not always go by cost. It is a demand and supply. So what has happened is large number of tankers and ships are stuck in the entire region. That is reducing the supply of both tankers and shipping container ships around the world. So even though there is a movement around the Cape of Good Hope, but because of the huge shortage of ships, the freights have gone up. And we were just, told that the kind of jump in the freight cost in last 2 days, certainly it is going to have a major impact on not only petroleum and crude, but our export and import. There's no doubt about it.
I was just going to come to that, Mr. Krishna. With Strait of Hormuz effectively closed and Red Sea as well being a very high-risk region, tell me, how is it that India can ensure right now, while two of its main critical vital arteries are choked, that, the export-import cargo stands unabated and the flow continues?
Yeah, so, not that the Persian Gulf and the Oman Gulf, that is the only route, or even the Suez Canal is the only route. Shipping lines very normally tend to find alternative routes, and the Cape of Good Hope route is certainly it has been used repeatedly because of tensions in that region. And we should realize that the Joint War Committee in London, which is, which decides the freight, the insurance costs, it's already about a week back has already decided not to give insurance cover for the region. They announce covers for various regions, and because this is a war-infected region, insurance covers have been withdrawn. Shipping lines have to find alternative routes, and there is a route through Cape of Good Hope. But the supply of both tankers and shipping container lines is lower, and therefore the cost will. So we will have an additional cost. Not that our lines will get totally choked. What will get totally choked is certainly the crude and petroleum products. But here, and gas obviously is the major. We have enough storage, strategic reserves of crude oil. I think so it will be about close to 45 days. Now, 45 days of total import storage capacity would mean that we can sustain disruptions from Middle East to the extent of 6 months. And 6 months is a very, long time. None of us feel that this situation is going to continue for 6 months. So crude and petroleum products, we are pretty fine. I think so we'll be able to sustain. There is a lot of cushion in our pricing of petroleum products to retailers also. But what will get impacted over a long-run war is gas prices, LNG and LPG. These are the two major, supply lines that we have to see how they pan out in the next 2 months.
Mr. Krishna, how likely is it that the US can shield the energy market? Because there were those statements from the president to suggest that US is going to do its best to shield the energy markets from everything that's playing out. Do you believe that that's realistic or not so much?
Yeah. See, already about a month back, 2 months back, Venezuelan oil, which was totally, sanctioned, is now open. India already 2 months back started getting Venezuelan oil. So we'll have to increase the Venezuelan oil. Russian oil last month, what the figures come out, and these are all just press reports. We don't have authentic information. Russian, again, crude we imported in February the maximum it was at number 1, Saudi was number 2. So we already have alternative supplies, and I'm sure crude and petroleum products, we should not have much of a problem. Obviously, any disruption does cause problems, but we'll be able to mitigate those issues. Gas, obviously, we had also entered recently with the USA deals about gas supplies. So we have also started finding alternate sources for gas supplies. Overall, I feel these two, we'll be able to manage them well. What is problematic also is in the short term, the vegetable and the supplies that quickly can't be stored for too long. Vegetable, fruits to Middle East, that was a huge market. That will certainly get affected.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. The perishable commodities do run a big risk.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
But I also, Mr. Krishna, wanted to talk about the fact that as we speak, nearly 4 lakh tons of basmati rice, as we understand, is also currently stranded at ports or at sea. And then, of course, there is the larger question of what happens to MSMEs and the kind of business hit that they take. Do you sense that there could be some government intervention at some point in terms of some waivers that could be announced?
I think so. The government yesterday already announced a committee with exporters, So government would come up with some kind of, help to the exporters, especially those which are dealing with the perishable goods. Basmati rice also, if you see, we should be able to, I don't think so, this should be a problem in the near future. For a very long time, that also is a problem. But basmati rice, we can always find alternate markets, And MSC, I'm sure government has already set up a committee, and the committee will go into the kind of reliefs and the concessions that require to be given to the sector. And government should be forthcoming in, giving those reliefs and concessions, help to the sector.
Okay, Mr. Krishna, we'll leave it at that.